playing a pretty close series against Arkansas and winning the series finale and then getting the run rule win tonight. Just momentum heading into this weekend. How much momentum do you kind of feel for this team?
All we can get. You're either trying to get it or keep it, and so I'll take it. And I think of it more as a coach, and all I care about is them getting out there and competing every single day in an effort that we expect, that we hold each other accountable to, and that anybody could figure out that that's what you're supposed to do. I really believe in my heart. Arkansas has got a great club, and till we beat them, they've won 15 in a row, and we had a team the first week that won 13 in a row, and we're about to go to a place here this third weekend. They think they're the best team in the country. That's what you sign up for in the Southeastern Conference. That's a message I'm trying to convey. There's an absolutely stick-to-itiveness and a stay in the fight that absolutely is a successful roadmap in this league, because it'll do this to you. I thought with not moving mountains, we should have won a series or swept in Arkansas, and I'm trying to get a team to understand it won't be any different this weekend. Let's go in and try to have a chance. But we've had 2 good weekends. We advertised the schedule. Basically you feel like you've been playing like the best team in the country, but I believe in our program a ton too, and I want us to get our share, and we need to, and then we'll come back and play number 4, unless they moved up to whatever the following week. That's what we sign up for. But our act should be getting sharper now. You're not allowed to be sad till the season's over. So we should be learning something and growing from every one of these experiences. And you can't play that game. We could have won a game or 2, and things would be different. It wouldn't matter if we were 5-1 right now. We would have the same challenge that's about to happen. So I told them to freshen up and take all the rocks out of their backpack before tonight's game and leave them down here with our prayer and our meeting in left field, and go play baseball free and spirited. We'll look up way down the road and see where we're at. And then, you know what? Once you get past a couple more weekends, it'll be the same for the second half. Every team in our league is committed, built strong, recruiting great, in the middle of it. And, things supposed to even out. We're supposed to get our share. So the only thing I'm disappointed is for everybody not realizing, or us not playing to our capabilities to show everybody. I thought after the Thursday 1-0 loss to Arkansas, I think my quote was, I think we can play with anybody in the country, and I want this team to keep at least feeling that way. That's the effort and the belief that they absolutely can hook it up with anybody, and that's what this league's supposed to do. It's supposed to draw it out of you and make you better and better and better. It's sport and baseball. From walking into this for year 23, 23 years ago, I'm like, man, this is awesome. Can it get any better? And all it has done it has continued to get better and better and better, because I don't know, 6 or 7 of our 10 weekends here, teams are going to be in the top 25 that we're going to play. So we got to quit playing that game and go play some baseball.
Right. I guess you kind of mentioned just when you started your baseball career. I wanted to ask you kind of about Birmingham Southern. I'm sure you probably saw it as shutting down. As obviously you went there, coached there. I guess I want to ask if you had any thoughts on it shutting down, and maybe what that place meant to you over the years.
Yeah, thanks for asking the question. 1, I'm not political. 2, I care deeply about the place. I had an amazing coach there, and that made me want to coach even more. So I found my faith there. Robin, my amazing wife, there in college. They invested in me. It made me want to coach there. I got a degree from there. I mean, there's a whole list. If I want to play selfish here for a second, say what that place meant to me. I don't know all the details. I knew it was an uphill battle once the college got to a certain place. Talked to Jan Weisberg, their baseball coach, today, and reached out to him. And the school, I've been trying to, we have a local politician, and trying to size votes, and making a call or 2 and just telling people that I love that school. It made a huge difference for me. But I can't move a mountain, and I didn't have any impact. And but I don't know all the specifics. I just think it's a sad day. I think Birmingham Southern opened in 1856. I think that's the same year as Auburn University. So that's how long that school had been there and served that little area on the hilltop there in Birmingham. So kind of stunned all day, although it's like somebody passing and you know they're probably going to pass, but until it happens, you know. So I was sad about that today. I hadn't talked to Robin yet, but I'll visit with her. But I appreciate you asking. And you know, there's a baseball team up there, and there's student athletes up there, and there's people that have given a lot to that won't exist. And where are they going to go? Where are they going to transfer? What are they going to do? How are these kids going to get their degrees? So hopefully all the adults in the room, if this gavel has landed to end that school, which hadn't hit me yet, the proper response is to go take care of one of those kids that are there now and what's right. But it's pretty unbelievable. Thank you for asking the question.
Which A&M, you kind of know what you get going there, right? Talented arms, some power bats. This is what have you seen from them?
Yeah, I think we're going to see a couple lefty starters again. I feel like we've seen that the last couple of weeks. You know, I hope they're not better than Hagen Smith, but we've gotten some good traction. And you know, Vandy's Friday night lefty was really good. Those first games were challenging. So hopefully we can continue to try to figure out strategies. We've got to start shortening starters and get to a pin. Even losing game 2, I thought it helped us in game 3 to chew through bullpen a little bit and create that big inning that we talked about there in game 3 versus Arkansas. They got a middle of the lineup that we're going to have to go through them. We're going to have to absolutely get ahead and in the counts to be able to make pitches at the throat or at the floor, as opposed to getting behind in counts, and because those guys have absolutely performed. Lavalette, Montgomery, that top half, that top 4, that lineup is really good. We've spent a ton of time on these guys already. So athletic. We'll see what the weather and the setup is and get a chance to practice there tomorrow. But I just don't think it's anything we haven't seen. And I think it's one of the nicest venues to go compete in. So I think it's going to be loud, and I think this is going to feel like, you know, this will be one of our most challenging settings to go into Texas A&M. So I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I just think it's head down and absolutely be fresh and fight, and we've got to do some little things. Because I think that's how you create the big things, as opposed to, you know, our pitchers have got to put the head in the mitt, and we got to get ahead of them. I think that's one of the strategies without going in depth. And I think when we have runners in scoring position, I think we could have done a better job the last 2 weeks. And as opposed to somebody trying to be a hero there and their barrel separate from their shoulder and their head, I really would like to see a connection of what you practice and train on every day really show up in the ball game. So I don't need heroes. I need connection, and to be able to do something as small as trusting your training and keeping a head and barrel connected with runners in scoring position, doing something small, allowing something big to show up. An example for me tonight was Ike Irish's base hit. He'd hit a home run his first at bat. We got runner in scoring position, gets to 2 strikes. They brought in a lefty to face him. I think they just brought him in. He was seeing it, but it wasn't one of those where you felt like he was going to twirl on it, and he just absolutely, with 2 strikes, dribbled a ground ball through the 6-hole. We need more of that when it matters and when the table's set. And we need pitchers to absolutely realize, you know, when you have to give in and put a ball in the strike zone, it's not the way to handle somebody as offensive as Texas A&M or really anybody in our league. They're going to have to understand that this is about getting ahead and the counts in your favor there. And the more command you can show early, the more you can get somebody to swing it or have to deal with your pitch. And I think it'll open it up a little bit more. But I think we've taken steps from the first SEC weekend, and can we continue that? But that's kind of the messaging to the ball club.
Last one, Brian.
Sort of covered it, Butch, but what has made the difference in your pitching staff since Vanderbilt over the last couple of weeks?
Just not in the middle of the plate as much. I think if I could answer it short and let all you good folks go home, thank y'all for all coming out and being here. I think we started shooting for the pin a little bit more. I think a little more trust and a little more faith that you're good enough and you don't have to try to throw this thing right down the middle. And Ike's been moving a little bit more. I think Ike's growing. That's crazy to say, but he's still a young catcher. But you know, there's some things of technology of talking about expected strikes, and he's absolutely continued to grow. And his best weekend was here against Arkansas, and he caught all 3 games. So the expected strikes of us moving off center a little bit, trying to get ahead and move a little bit more instead of being stationary as the first week. I think that's got a lot to do with it, and I think he's receiving ball on the edges to the thirds and to the black a little bit more, and I don't think we're throwing as many balls down the middle as we did that first weekend. So I think Ike's growth, a really good pitching meeting, Tiefer leading those guys, and I think you can shoot for the pin a little bit more when you get in the strike zone earlier in the count.
All right, then, Coach.
Yeah.